What if everything you've been doing wrong has nothing to do with money at all? There was this guy, a totally regular person. No special talents, no rich family, no lucky breaks. He just woke up every day feeling stuck. Same old job, same bills, same quiet frustration that his life wasn't changing. Maybe that feeling sounds familiar to you. Then one day he met a mentor, a man named Mr. Schauf. And in one single conversation, everything shifted. It wasn't because Mr. Schauf gave him a loan or some secret business plan. It was because he told him a secret. So simple, it almost sounds too easy. He said, "Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's it." That was the whole thing. But wait, don't click away, because what those words truly mean is the key. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why you might be struggling and exactly what you can do about it. Starting right now, here's a truth most people miss. The problem is never the money. Money is just a symptom, a result. Mr. Schauf told this guy something that completely stopped him in his tracks. Your income will rarely exceed your personal development. Just let that sink in for a moment. If I handed you $1 million right now, but you hadn't grown into the kind of person who knows how to manage, invest, and think at $1 million level, what do you think would happen? That money would vanish. It always. We see it all the time with lottery winners and celebrities. The money shows up, but the person wasn't ready for it. So, the money leaves. The mentor explained it this way. You don't chase success, you attract it. By becoming the kind of person success naturally flows toward. So, the question we should be asking isn't, how do I make more money? The real question is, who do I need to become? And that man, that ordinary and stuck, frustrated man Finley understood. He didn't have a money problem. He had an ideas problem. He had a growth problem. He had a self problem. And the great news is, self problems can be fixed. You can start fixing them today. Mr. Schauf gave the man 3 steps. The first one sounds almost too simple. He called it, find out how things work, because most people walk through life on autopilot. They react to the world. They don't study it. They don't ask why successful people think differently, move differently, speak differently. They're too busy surviving to ask how to thrive. The mentor told him, carry a journal. Not your phone, a real journal. Because your head is not a filing cabinet. When a great idea comes to you at 2 a.m. or in the shower or on a walk, write it down immediately. Ideas are like guests who don't knock twice. Missed them once, they're gone. Then he gave him 3 specific ways to gather life-changing ideas. First, read. 30 minutes a day, minimum. Not news, not social media. Books and material that instruct, inspire, and inform. The mentor had a rule. Become self, because formal education teaches you how to get a job. Self-education teaches you how to build a life. Second, listen. Really listen, not just to successful people. To unsuccessful people too. Because both groups are teaching you something. The unsuccessful person shows you the habits, excuses, and patterns that lead to a stuck life. The successful person shows you the mindset, the discipline, the quiet beliefs that produce results. Mr. Schauf gave him one radical piece of advice here. Take a successful person out to a 9-course dinner. Don't pitch them. Don't impress them. Just ask great questions and listen for 2 hours straight. What you'll learn in that meal is worth more than most college degrees. Third, observe. Start watching how people carry themselves. How they shake hands. Whether they look you in the eye or look at the floor. How they respond when things go wrong. Success leaves clues everywhere. Most people have eyes but no sight. The mentor wanted him to develop something different. Insight, the ability to see not just what is in front of you, but what it means. Here's where most self-help content fails you. It gives you the idea. It makes you feel inspired. And then you close the video, go to sleep, and wake up exactly the same person. Mr. Schauf had no patience for that. He called those people learned fools. People full of knowledge they never use. And he told the man, knowing is not enough. You must go to work. But here's the part most people miss about taking action. You don't start big, you start small. On purpose. On purpose, the mentor said. Begin with little disciplines. Get excited about small tasks. Why? Because the discipline muscle, the one that makes you follow through, gets built the same way a physical muscle gets built. You don't walk into a gym and lift the heaviest weight. You start where you are and build strength over time. Make your bed, keep your word to yourself. Show up on time, finish what you start. These small acts are not small. They are a proof evidence that you are becoming someone different. Someone reliable. Someone capable of handling big challenges because they mastered the small ones. And then the mentor said something that might be the most important thing in this entire story. Nobody is coming to turn you on. Self-motivation is the only motivation that lasts. You cannot wait for a boss, a partner, a perfect moment, or the right circumstances to feel ready. The man who waits for permission to begin never begins. You have to light your own fire every morning, by yourself, on purpose. On purpose. Now here's the third step, and it's the one people skip most. Especially when they're in a hurry, especially when they're desperate. Mr. Schauf called it, don't beat the system. He'd seen it too many times. Someone learns the secrets of success, starts growing, starts making progress, and then, because they're impatient, they start cutting corners. They shade the truth a little. They take the shortcut. They tell themselves, it's just this once, and the mentor's warning was blunt. People who shade and thin the truth wind up with a cheap life, not just financially. Their relationships become thin. Their reputation becomes thin. Their self-respect becomes thin. Because somewhere deep inside, you always know what you did, and that knowledge costs you quietly, slowly, constantly. Do things the right way. Even when it's harder, even when nobody's watching, even when the wrong way would get you there faster. Because the wrong way always charges interest, and the bill always comes due. The man who builds slowly and honestly builds something that lasts. The man who builds fast and dishonestly builds something that crumbles usually right at the moment he needs it most. There are no real shortcuts to a real life. But here's the good news. Integrity is free. Doing things the right way costs you nothing but patience. And patience, it turns out, is just another word for wisdom. The story ends with the mentor saying something simple, almost quiet. He said, tomorrow is choice time. If you don't change your direction tomorrow, not someday, not next month, not after things calm down, your next 5 years will look exactly like your last 5. Same frustrations, same ceiling, same feeling of being stuck. But here's what makes this story different from every other motivational story. The man in this story was nobody special. He didn't have connections or capital or a genius idea. He just made a decision to become a different person. And that decision made on an ordinary day, in an ordinary moment, changed everything. You never have to be the same person again. Not next year, not next month, not tomorrow morning. At any moment, literally any moment, you can change your whole life. Because your life doesn't change when your bank account changes. It changes when you change. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Find out how things work. Go to work. Don't beat the system. That's the secret Mr. Schauf shared. And now it's yours. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? If this hit you differently than you expected, share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe. We've got plenty more where this came from. If this idea resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights that can change the way you think. Thanks for watching.